Caution! You're about to digest a product referred to as the Not So Yucky news. This news product is not recommended for viewers who have an insatiable need to swim in negativity. If after viewing the Not So Yucky news you find yourself developing a strong emotional attachment to it, we recommend doubling or even tripling your dosage. This product contains copious amounts of positive, inspirational, educational, and entertaining occurrences. Side effects from watching this program may include smiling, laughter, optimism, the perception of free flight, and extended periods of giddiness. In some cases, positive cerebral development was noted in non-laboratory humans. If care for euphoria longer than 4 hours occurs, share it with a friend. This program does not require a prescription or copay of any kind. Please use flagrantly.
Welcome to the Not So Yucky News here on the Braincasting Company Network at Bally's Hotel and Casino from weird and wacky Las Vegas. My name is Christina Vitaliano, and I'm going to be your host today for this wonderful Halloween Week episode. So, Halloween Week, that leads us right into the headline news of probably the most important thing about Halloween: candy. That is the most important thing. If you're anywhere between the ages of 4 or 5, and, well, me, candy's important. I think it is. I like it. Sugar up. All right, so we're going to talk about, I guess right now we're showing you the supposed map of the most popular candy in each state. I'm not sure that's true, because what they fail to tell us is, oddly enough, candy, I think, is similar to dieting, because some people eat something and react differently. You might like it, you might not. Everybody doesn't like chocolate. I know, very hard to believe, but true. All right, so just because one Twizzler might equal 2 Smarties at your house, might not equal that over at Joe's house, and you might be trading with Joe. Know this stuff, okay? So think of each person in your household as a business owner with candy as their inventory. And your job is get all their candy, all right? So this all becomes a simple thing about economics, supply and demand. That's all it is. And then the art of acquiring a bucket load of candy. That's it. It's that simple. Get all the candy. So 4 rules to this. Rule number 1, be prepared. Girl Scouts have told us this. Be prepared, right? Bob's in his outfit. He's prepared. So this means get to know your own candy. Separate it. You got your chocolates. You got your soft, chewy things that are gross, by the way. And then you've got your Sour Patch Kids, your good stuff. And then there's this other crap, like your apples, raisins, or as I refer to those things, humiliated grapes. Well, that's the stuff you're kind of stuck with at the end. You got to do some serious trading and really get into it. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, know your opponent. So most of the time, these are your siblings, your brothers and your sisters, and you pretty much know them. But when you're going over to Joe's house and you're trading with his brother or sister, you might not know what they like and dislike. Well, now you have a whole week. Get yourself out there. Know your opponent, okay? If you don't like somebody, that doesn't matter this week. This is when the word frenemy becomes very important, because more friends, more candy. All right? Rule number 3, find their weakness. This is the fun part, because this is a fun week. So you're going to find out what makes them crack. What makes them just fold, right? This is just fun stuff. This is a long week. I mean, sugar's important, right? All right, that should say enough. Be creative. I don't want to take any responsibility for what I would recommend, so, use your head there. And rule number 4 is think outside the box. So at the end of this, you tend to look at yourself and say, well, I don't want to trade all of my chocolate, and all I got left are these humiliated grapes. How do I get more chocolate? Think outside the box. So what would you do, well, for a Klondike bar, but what would you do to get your friend's Snicker bar? Yep, doesn't have to be give him candy. Could be do the dishes. Could be, I don't know, date his girlfriend. Who knows? Just do something to get more candy. Because right now, from what I've seen lately, you guys are getting all these little tiny Tootsie Rolls and these little itty bitty Smarties, and everything is like this big now. When I was a kid, which was like 1 billion years ago, but when I was a kid, we used to get these. Nice. Yeah. Yep. See, this is a Tootsie Roll. This is a Tootsie Roll. You guys are getting little tiny Dum-Dums, and even Dum-Dums are even smaller. So basically, bottom line is you don't want to end up with a whole bunch of candy corn or anything that actually can just make itself look like a vegetable. Nobody wants that. Just get more candy. All right, so now I think it's time, well, I think maybe we should go to the park. Welcome to Roadside America, and today we are going to San Diego, California. We are going to go over to a lovely park where adults can do parkish things, whatever that may be, and kids can have fun. Or is it freaky?
Hi, I'm Sienna Hernandez. I'm 12 years old and I'm reporting from Not So Yucky News. And today is a little bit of a weird Roadside America. Right now, I'm at this beautiful park in San Diego, California. It's so cool. It's called Pioneer Park. It's a nice place to come and play with your family. And you might also be wondering why I'm behind a whole bunch of gravestones. Well, here's the real story. So all these gravestones were all over this park, and it became overgrown. And that's when they thought that they should build a park. So they built a park and they moved all the nice gravestones over here. But actually, right now, there's over 800 bodies all over this park. It's a little weird, but cool at the same time. You know, sometimes ghosts aren't all bad ghosts.
Hi everyone, my name's Ava, I'm 11 years old, and I know things. Welcome to Ava's Advice. I'm here to give you advice. Thank you everybody who sent in questions, so now let's read some. This question says, Dear Ava, my name is Sarah, I'm 10 years old, and I need your advice. At recess one day, the boys were playing basketball, and I asked if I could play. They said no, because I was a girl. I really want to play. What should I do? Really? Really? Sarah, don't let any boy tell you what to do and how to do it. 'Cause look at me. One day I woke up and I said, I want to give advice and work for a chicken. And I'm doing advice and I'm working for a chicken. Like a boss. So if you want to play basketball, play basketball. This question says, Ava, I'm going to visit my grandparents for Thanksgiving this year. They live in Texas, and I live in Maine, so we have to take a plane. I've never flown in a plane before. I'm kind of scared. What should I do? Please help me, Tony. Tony, flying in a plane is a piece of cake. Plus, the best part is when they give you drinks and snacks. And a plane is faster than a car. So, before you know it, you'll be at your grandparents' house eating a bunch of turkey. This question states, Hello, Ava. I'm going to my first school dance in a few weeks. I'm really excited to go, but everyone is saying that the boys always try to kiss you at the end of the night. Should I let a boy kiss me? Thanks so much, Brittany. Well, Brittany, this is a really difficult question because the only person who can answer this is you. If you don't want to kiss a boy, don't kiss a boy. And if you do, go for it. But don't let him slip your tongue. Ugh, that's just gross. That's all the time that we have for today. If you have any questions and need some advice, email me at ava@braincastinglive.com. All the information you need is on the screen below. Now remember, I'm Ava, and I know things.
I got nothing there, I'm sorry. I really don't. Oh my God. Solid advice. Yeah, thanks, Ava. Time for some weather.
Time now for your weekend funky forecast. I'm Martiologist Martin Farrell. Autumn has begun, and along with it, the inevitable nuclear explosion of color within the deciduous forests. If you're planning on capturing this splendor from the air, may I recommend a dragon as your vehicle? Sure, rotary winged aircraft, fixed winged aircraft, they're all available. However, a dragon infinitely more adventurous. Once you secure your dragon, the next step, pre-flight checklist. Step 1, feed your dragon before the flight. This will ensure that it's fully fueled and powerful. In addition, it will also minimize the chance of an unscheduled deviation from the flight to snack on the local wildlife. Checking your airspace. This may seem like a prudent idea, however, not recommended. My last experience with contacting regional airport towers with this type of thing led to an uncomfortable line of questioning. Was I feeling okay that day? Did I miss any medication that day? Did I take too much medication? They seemed very intent on locating exactly where I was at the time. So, best practice, proceed on the adventure with a good apology at the ready. Step 3, keep to the countryside. Let's face it, dragons have a propensity to lay waste to small villages, incinerating the structures, devouring the population. Now, while step 1, feeding before the flight, will certainly help, why tempt a catastrophe? In addition, if you're discovered, your airspace will quickly become full of military aircraft, thus destroying any possibility of quality photography. Step 4, know your weather. Let's get to that right now because the weekend looks spectacular. Friday, sunny and 70. Saturday, duplicate, sunny and 70. And Sunday, truly a Sunday, wait for it, sunny and 70. That gives us a quality quotient for the weekend's adventure, 10 out of 10. No surprise and no coincidence, forecast inside every Monster Mini Golf everywhere is always 10 out of 10. So, what's next? Equipment check. Photography equipment? Check. Safety tether, in case I have an unexpected separation from my dragon. Classic aviation garb. Well done. Goggles on. Requesting permission to take off. Back to you, Amelia.
Permission granted, Sir Lancelot. Next up, we have Creatively Earning, although this week I think we should rename it Creatively Weird Earning.
Hello, my name's Melanie, and as you can see from my friends behind me, I am a taxidermist. I run a shop called House of Mouse Taxidermy out of the very aptly named town of Gravesend in the UK. I work mainly with rodents, more predominantly mice, and I use the rogue style of taxidermy rather than the traditional style of taxidermy that you might be a little bit more familiar with. I've been doing taxidermy since 2016, that's when I did my first beginner's class, decided I was hooked. And in 2017 I gave up my office job to work full-time doing this. I wouldn't say there was anything specific that influenced my designs. I try and keep everything a little whimsical, a little fun, very much based in the everyday. There are so many of us who enjoy a good long soak in the tub, maybe go to the pub to play a couple of games of pool with their mates, and I just hope that my pieces put a smile on people's faces. I love this question from Christina. If you had an elephant, what would you do with it? My first instinct would be, put it in the front window, use it to scare the neighbours. Or maybe put a cosy reading nook up on his back, fill it full of cushions, get away from the world. Give you some life advice. I would say, embrace your inner weird. Be comfortable with it. It would be no fun in life if we were all the same. Speak your mind without being obnoxious. And do something that makes your heart happy. Mine is getting to do a job every day that I love and getting to hang out with my puppy. I would like to thank the Not So Yucky News. Thank you very much for having me on, giving me a chance to show off some of my guys. Predominantly I sell most of them worldwide. Some of them I can't due to permits, but all of the mice, all of the rats, they're able to be sold in the US and in Europe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you, Melanie, and your answers were wonderful. I love your art, so much so that I got a mouse for myself. So check this out. This little guy is taking a shower. So my mouse is Clean Mouse. He's taking a shower, and he actually has his own little shoes and slippers, and he's got his own little duckies. He's so cool. I love him. I like him. But people that visit me, well, it can go either way, but that's the fun of it. So thank you very much. Next up, we are actually going to give away a $300 party pass to the Monster Mini Golf of your choice. And we do this on every single episode of the Not So Yucky News. If you'd like to win a $300 party pass to the Monster Mini Golf of your choice, just go to monsterminigolf.com/party pass. Doesn't cost anything to enter. It literally is that simple. This is our way of paying it forward on each episode. And again, we give it away on every single episode of the Not So Yucky News. And we get thousands of them entries each time. So how we do this is we take all of the names and we put them into something we call a Glozo randomizer, because Glozo is the last hole on every single Monster Mini Golf course. And we take all names, we're mixing them up, and we're going to count down from 5, and we're going to start right now. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bam! Our winner is Candy Coob. Hey, that's kind of Halloweenish. That's awesome. So Candy Coob, it must have been fate. You have won a $300 party pass to the Monster Mini Golf of your choice. And again, woohoo, go Candy. See, it's a candy thing this week. Again, if you want to win a $300 party pass to the Monster Mini Golf of your choice, go to monsterminigolf.com/party pass. That simple. All right, I think it's time for some rock. This is a time in our show where we give away a pair of concert tickets to somebody out there in the world, literally anywhere in the world. And the easiest way to do this is to go to braincastinglive.com/love of rock, and you will be entered to win into the concert ticket contest. So all you have to do is tell us who you are, who you'd like to go see, where you want to see them, and when. It's that simple. We give away a pair of concert tickets on every episode of the Not So Yucky News to somebody out there in the world. It's our way of paying it forward because we think music is a very important part of life. So this week, we are going to send somebody to see Billy Joel on December 19th of this year at Madison Square Garden in New York City. That's a pretty awesome arena. I've never been there. So the letter says, "Dear Not So Yucky News, even though I am legally a senior citizen, I don't feel like I want to live my life by my age, but instead, I live my life by how I feel inside." Nice. Whenever I hear Billy Joel's music, it reminds me of my daughter, because when she was a teenager, she wouldn't stop playing his music on her stereo. In fact, I used to yell at her to stop, and now when I hear him, it brings me to tears of happiness as I miss her dearly. We have not seen each other for almost 5 years, as she lives quite far away, and neither of us have had that kind of disposable income. But this year, she is coming home for Christmas, and I am beyond excited. I live on a very tight budget, and it would be the most amazing holiday experience if I could take my daughter to see Billy Joel. Thank you, Sabrina Nexler. Well, guess what, Sabrina? You and your daughter are going to go see Billy Joel this December, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday. That's a very cool letter. Thank you. And again, if you'd like to enter, you go to braincastinglive.com/love of rock, and we'll give away another pair of contest tickets on our next episode. So this brings us almost to the end of our show, and we like to end each show by telling you a story. Well, kind of weird story. So we call it an end time story, and I'm going to read to you from a book. That's simple. So this week, we'll start off with, one of the best things about being dead is the opportunity we have to explore and understand things from a wholly new perspective. One of the worst things about being dead, though, is regret. Regret that we didn't know these things before we died. On this tour, we are going to explore just one subject, but the most profound and most mysterious of them all: sex. The philosophy that we will build here is proudly independent of religion, popular culture, and social research, because none of those sources have the information that will get us to the real essence of our subject. To see the grand view, to understand the big picture of the origin, purpose, and potential of sex, we have to go to the source, the only infallible teacher, nature. If only we could have known all of this before we died. Oh well, better late than never. Whoa. All right, so this book is called The Beginner's Guide to Sex in the Afterlife by David Staum. Well, this is a hip and entertaining guide to the origin, purpose, and extraordinary potential of sexual energy, which apparently just keeps going when you're dead. You hear that, guys? Pretty awesome, huh? Alrighty, this is actually the end of our show, and we come to the point where we tell you about where you can listen to us. So check us out on braincastinglive.com. Every 2 weeks we are on Wednesday afternoons at 4:30, 6:30, and 7:30, time appropriately, and iTunes, Stitcher, Facebook Live, Etch-a-Sketch, Crayons if you just like to hear us, and all kinds of other places. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to email me at Christina@braincastinglive.com. And for those of you who are going to celebrate Halloween out there, have a not so yucky Halloween. See ya.